We are starting our weekly Wednesday live stream. Today, you're gonna join from TikTok, YouTube. If you join from TikTok and YouTube, you'll be able to post comments and questions, and I'll be able to answer. Not all of them will be answered, but I will do my best. Also, you'll be able to watch this later, from your Facebook or LinkedIn account. So we're starting. Thank you so much for joining from TikTok and then YouTube. You'll be watching this stream live. I'm just starting this, and then our lovely cat, Rosie, is just right next to me. She will potentially jump into her station uh, today. We'll see. We'll see. But she's just around me. So once again, I'm just starting. Thank you so much for joining this Wednesday live stream. Sorry that I couldn't host this live stream last Wednesday because I was out of town. I had to be out of town. So sorry that I couldn't host it. So what I like to do is that the topic for today's live stream is about marriage green card case, but we'll talk any immigration, U.S. immigration matters. And we have a first question from TikTok. Um, Maybe JL. So then question is this is AUS case? Sorry, it's just babbling here. How long does it take to get a work permit after you complete your biometrics? Now, if you happen to have a marriage green card case, it means that you submitted I-130 and then 45 along with the 765. There is a good chance that they may schedule an interview you right away because right now, especially in Chicago, once we submit everything, about 30 days later, USCIS scheduled interview. It means that about 60 days later, right, you will have an interview or less. And then I posted video that one of the cases in Chicago approved in less than 2 months after, including interview. Let me drink some water. So not all, but many AUS, especially marriage green card cases, moving really fast. So what does it mean? You don't have much, second opportunity to develop your case. Remember that you submit everything, and then 2 months later they schedule interview. There's not much you can time to develop. So, um, you like to submit your case as soon as possible, but it's also important to make sure that you submit well prepared package. So I'm gonna review all these questions here. Oh yeah, YLJL is kind of small. You're in California. California is fast too. So I'm gonna start answering other the questions as well, but let me make an official statement, right? The intro. So hi, I'm attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago and Wisconsin, but serve all 50 states. I do this live stream every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, right? You may join from TikTok or YouTube. You'll be able to post the comments and questions, and you may watch this later. And then, sorry, it's been a long day. My voice is cracking. So I'll try to answer your questions as much I can. But having said it, let's get started. So I usually get a lot more questions from TikTok. So okay. So then Zaid said, is it still 17 months? I think you're referring to CR1 I-130, right? I-130 case, and then usually it's 18 months, between 1 year and 18 months. But I need a little bit more information, Zaid, because I'm not sure what you're referring to in terms of is it still 17 months? Okay, so then Rosie is grabbing her snack. So sorry, I'm just moving a little bit. I'm entertaining her at the same time. Yeah, so then YL is just keep posting comments. So marriage-based green card case, and then biometrics were done August 15. Yeah, so yeah, there is a possibility that they may schedule an interview instead of approving your work permit, because nowadays work permit processing is not really fast. It takes a little bit longer, potentially more than 3 months. So if they schedule interview for you, you need to go for interview first. Okay. Okay, Susanna, you applied for I-130 15 month ago. Complete when my case is approved. Okay, you need to clarify what you're, stating here, because I'm not sure what you're saying here. But one thing is clear, that you applied for 130 15 months ago. There's different types of I-130. It can be consular process I-130, or it can be I-130 in the context of 601A waiver, or you may have a removal proceeding. So then you apply for I-130 only. So it has all different processing time. Okay, Silver Fox. Okay, you filed 290B about 4 months ago. Usually, 290B depends on complexity, right? It may be approved or adjudicated rather between 3 and 6 months. So you're still within, typical normal processing time. And then, as you can see, I'm just trying to give Rosie a snack. By the way, toward the end of this month, she will get we're gonna get her brother. So hopefully, two Scottish fold cats will join this live stream starting, October. But for now, we're gonna have a live with a Rosie today. Okay, so TikTok is active. YouTube is kind of slow today, but hopefully some of you asked the question here. Okay, so yeah, so Susanna, you mentioned that your spouse, right, is in Nepal, and then you file I-130 about 15 months ago. Is So I think that you're asking when will your I-130 will be approved, right? So then I-130, your case, like consular process spouse visa takes between 12 and 18 months. So you're like halfway. But you know what? Under Trump, adjustment of the status cases really go fast, right? But sadly, consular process, because this government like to make sure that they do, complete, thorough, or whatever you call vetting, and then it's gonna take some time. And also, uh, the USCIS didn't cut any staff. In contrast, Department of State that handles consular process cases are cutting staff. So it will be like different impact, right? So then CBP, right, all part of Department of Homeland Security, gets the most money, right? There, and then ICE, right? It's CBP ICE, and then USCIS, fee based, so they didn't get any money. Department of State is actually bore the brunt of funding cut and then staff cut. So all consular process cases are becoming more challenging, because it's going to take more time. They're making more, they're adding more requirements. Okay. So yeah, so then Malhado asked whether we process cases in New York. Of course, I posted some videos, marriage green card case, right, from New York. Even though we're based in Chicago and Wisconsin, we handle all cases, 50 states. And then, yeah, so then Daniel, finally from YouTube, right? Thank you so much for asking. His question is that when they approve your case, looks like AOS case, how fast can you get a green card? Usually 7 to 14 days after 45 approval, right? 45 approval. So congratulations. Looks like your 45 was approved. Yeah, sorry, I'm just babbling today. Sorry, long day as usual. I previously hosted this live stream Thursday. Well, obviously, after this, you can watch, Thursday, night football. Just babbling again. Sorry, it's been a long day. But Thursday schedule is more challenging, because Wednesday is hectic too. But Thursday, from the beginning, from the morning up until this 5 p.m., I usually have a nonstop meetings, and it's just like too much. So switch to Wednesday. So hopefully you can find me still on Wednesday. So I will continue. Okay, so okay. Uh, yes. Okay, so then quickly you ask the question, right? You file lawsuit against Canadian Border Patrol. I don't handle federal litigation. I do remote defense, but I do mandamus too. But I don't handle case like this. So sorry, I'm not able to help you today. Okay, so solely, right? Hopefully, I'm just pronouncing your name correctly. So you're in Africa, right? Your spouse is permanent resident. So this is F2A, family preference case. And then this I-130 was filed in May 2020. It takes about 3 to 5 years. So you're almost there. You're almost there. So it can be any time. So hopefully they approve your I-130. So then your case will move on to National Visa Center and later, consular interview. Okay, so the chosen one, your parents are naturalized citizen. It means that they're born overseas and went through N400. But oh, I see. So, but they were in foreign country, maybe home country, for past 7 years, and can they come back? Well, obviously, once you become a naturalized citizen, no one cares. No one cares as long as your parents don't have any criminal records or they don't pose any security threats, right? I mean, you know what this government like to, review, anti-American statement, certain feelings about war in Gaza, Israel, Palestine, right? About, association with AKA Venezuelan gangs, Mexican cartel, right? Terrorist organization, Chinese Communist Party. As long as your parents don't have any of this, then even though they're overseas for 7 years, they will be able to enter the U.S. Safely. Okay. Trabi 337 after getting married to U.S. citizen. Okay, so it's about marriage, green card case, processing information, how much it's gonna cost. In terms of how much it's gonna cost, if you decide to work with us, you need to contact us, right? So then when you find me on TikTok, you can find the phone number. You can call us, or if you like to have a paid consultation directly, then you can find the link. From YouTube, I'm able to post the phone number, and then you can see that. You call us, and then when you call us, you will talk to our intake manager, Maria, or intake specialist. They will take your information, and then we'll be able to do case evaluation, including pricing information too. But if you need legal advice, you need to talk to attorney. It can be me or attorney Alicia. I just hire attorney, Berenice. So you will be able to talk to us as well. So what I mean, the Trump has made all process more difficult. We're still highly successful. If you have a good case, then you'll be just fine. But it'll be just a lot more considerations and the checkpoints and all this. So in order to deal with this, growing pressures and then more caseload, I actually hire additional attorney. So she'll be joining soon. So they will help me and then help you as well. Also, I added other team members, the paralegals too. So, going back to chosen one's question. So, in terms of how much it's going to cost, you need to call us. In terms of how long it'll takes, right? Once you submit, about 60 to 90 days, they will schedule interview for you. So everything's go really fast, especially marriage green card case. So if you have a good case, it's a good time to apply. Good time to apply. But remember that Trump made a public announcement. This is what he tried to do during his first presidency. It's called merit-based immigration system. So for now, right, I mean, they check financial ability through 864 affidavit of support. But once you have a joint sponsor, you're okay, right? It means that your spouse or your child, even though they probably don't make enough money, then if you have a joint sponsor, you'll be okay. Now, what the Trump publicly announced recently is that they like to bring back marriage based systems. It's not about family connection. It's about your education. It's about your work experience, family size, whether you have assets, whether you have a lots of debts. They try to do it during his first term. It's called 944 self sufficiency, the questionnaire or the form, right? And then they may bring it back, or it can be worse than that. So this is what I've been telling. I predicted this. I was a college professor, but I was history professor, not political science professor. But I predicted when Trump became president, based upon what he did during his first term. He's going to do it faster this time, as you can see. He's actually doing better in terms of executing what he like to do. Not that I agree with what he does, but he's just like carrying out what he like to do. But I predicted that toward the end of this year and the early next year, everything will be more difficult. So we're in September, right? So if you're thinking about applying for marriage green card case, you should do it now. You should do it now because it'll be a lot more difficult, a lot more difficult. And then more than anything, N400 naturalization uh, already became more difficult. So I'm gonna make a video on that topic soon. But I wish I had more time. I'm just struggle. I make all the videos. I don't get any assistance from anybody else. So whenever I had to do intakes, case processing, then social media, I don't have time. So sorry, just couldn't do it for the month of August because it's like piling up, piling up. That's why I gotta help. But anyway, so a little bit of long conversation about marriage green card case based upon Tabi 337's question here, but I'm sure that I'm behind. Okay. Yeah. So then let's love lead. Okay, that's your username. Okay, so I think that your question is similar to Daniel's question from YouTube. Once they approve your case after interview, how long does it take to get a green card? Maybe you can clarify 7 to 14 days. Or your question is after your interview, how fast will they approve your case? I mean, I have many cases approved on spot. Like at the end, the interviewing officer will tell you verbally that, sorry, I don't have any issues. I'm gonna recommend approval of your case. So you get recommendation for approval on spot, but you need to know that each USCIS field office, in the case of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, in the case of Illinois, Chicago, supervisor has the final say. So then interviewing officer, they may recommend approval, but they cannot approve your case. So it can be same day, but we have seen many cases also approved next day within a week. But if they don't approve your case, then you need to wait 120 days for you to start contacting USCIS, right? And just so you can ask what's going on with your case. Okay. Yes. So then, Melhado asks interesting question. Do I go to interview? Upon request, I don't go to interview even under Trump because I know what they are. But for the month of August, the reason why I was so busy, couldn't do much video posting, was that I attended USCIS hearings and then also immigration court. I'm sorry, mixing up. USCIS interviews and then court hearings. So why don't I take a water break and I'm gonna share what I learned from interview. And then in fact I'm gonna share interesting relationship questions they asked when I went there. Stick around. Let me drink some water, okay? So now, when it comes to marriage green card case interview, right? What's happening now? Do not assume that you'll be interviewed separately unless you're in Massachusetts. Massachusetts, all interview marriage green card cases is a separate interview. It's called Stokes interview, 100% in Massachusetts. All other states, case by case. So for our cases, many of them interview together, but some of them interview separately. So that's like really important. Can you predict? Can you tell whether you'll be interviewed separately or jointly? You may, but they don't really tell you. So when do you know? When officer open the door and then call your name, you will know. If you're going to be interviewed together, then officer say that both of you together or just come on in. Or if they like to interview you separately, then they will bring either US citizen first or foreign national first. So then your question is, if they conduct separate interview, will they bring foreign national or US citizen spouse first? Case by case. There is no clear indication, but usually they bring US citizen petitioner first. Now, this is a really important update. So more than ever, right? If you have a previous marriage, your interview will be very detailed. Like it can be lengthy. So, for example, when I say lengthy, usually the short interview lasts maybe 10 minutes. Between, I would say up to 30 minutes, whether you interview together or separately, right? Per person or together, usually up to 30 minutes. I would say that's the short interview. Why? Because remember, when you're interviewed together, marriage green card case, they will be asking question from I-130, your name and previous address and all this. Also 45. Remember, the 45 has a 80 plus yes or no. So you'll be spending more than 20 minutes on all these 140, 130, and 45. So your actual open-ended relationship question portion will be less than 10 minutes. And then I said, that's really nice. That's really nice. But if you have a previous marriage, your interview will be between 30 minutes and 60 minutes. It's not really about your current marriage per se, but it can be about your previous marriage. So, for example, I'm gonna give you like a scenario here. Okay, so you know, you especially right when the foreign national has a previous marriage. So I'm gonna give you one fact pattern. So foreign national, right, or married overseas, had a children together, apply for tourist visa, and then husband and wife obtain a tourist visa. Okay, and then they enter together the U.S. Sometime with the children or no children, but they got separated and divorced upon U.S. entry. Then either one, right? It can be a husband and wife, foreign national, got married to U.S. citizen, and they apply for green card. So if you follow this fact pattern, then they will be asking a lot of questions about this. Now, sometime if you're from country with many different name variation, especially Latin American country where there's a two last name, and then when you apply for tourist visa, you work with the agency, and then you know what? At the end of the day, you don't know what they put it into your application. So one of the real case, okay, is that the agency that handle tourist visa for our foreign national applicant put her ex-husband's name incorrectly. So you may wonder, like, was it like two last name instead of going with a two last name, went with the one? Not really. Went with a totally like random last name. So when they went for interview, officer obviously issue I-130 notice of intent to deny. So they're like, hey, what's going on here? Like, so like instead of having two marriages, remember that one in over home country, and then another one in the U.S. Officer asked, right, to clarify whether this person had a third marriage that wasn't reported for application. And answer is not really, but agency made a mistake. So I'm gonna share this multiple times every Wednesday. I'm gonna make a video. So it may be a good idea for you to make sure that for those of you watching overseas, check what your agency or anyone who's making your tourist visa application putting into your application, because it's gonna bite you. It's gonna bite you. Sorry. So I'm just behind. So I'll just uh, caught up with all these questions here. Okay. So Tarciso, okay. So you said process looks like you apply for AOS March 21st of this year and then interview June 16th. Yeah, I mean, just like that sounds about right. So you submit everything and 2 or 3 months later schedule interview for you. Tarciso, I'm just wondering which state you're living. Okay, so then quickly, okay. Oh, your daughter, Ericha was taken illegally from like ICE or cartel, New York. Oh, I see. Yeah. So then, I'm sorry, I don't handle with this type of case. So then he's talking about filing lawsuit against Canadian CBP, but I don't handle it. I'm sorry, but you should contact maybe like Canadian immigration lawyers. Looks like you need to talk to them. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah. So then Tarciso, added additional comments, which is very accurate. So he submitted his AUS in March and then attended interview in May, and then he didn't get EAD. June. I'm sorry. Attended interview in June. Now you're posting this comment today, which is September. So you're saying that USCIS hasn't approved your 45 and hasn't approved your 765 yet. Do you happen to have a criminal records? I'm just wondering. So Tarciso, just post the comments and I'll just try to answer your question. Ooh, it's piling up. Um, yes, Tarciso, you're in California. Thank you for sharing this. Okay. So there's a username, no username with but big smile. So you apply for marriage green card case in January of 2025, but no interview. Which state do you live? Is it slow? Yeah, I mean, yes, slow because starting January, right, of this year, our case is, moving really fast. They schedule interview really fast. Now, for those of you who applied last year, I mean, wasn't so bad. Remember that those of you who started watching long time ago last year, some of our cases are approved in 17 days, 41 days, and 49 days. But back then there was no interview. So like you think, well, yeah, sure, it's a possible. But now they schedule interview, but still it's a fast. Okay, Justy as say hi. So say hi. Okay, so okay, so then user 7683. Okay, like okay, so really, okay, let me drink some water. I can be wrong, but based upon his comment, um, looks like this is CR1, right? Spouse visa case. And then spouse living overseas, and he is U.S. citizen petitioner living in the U.S. And then he's saying, therefore, he is I-130 biometrics capturing fingerprints or schedule. Really? I just, well, I don't know you, right? But like, I'm just wondering whether government has some additional background information on you, criminal records. Adam Walsh Act, right? So I'll stop right there. So it can be related to California. It's not common. It's not common, but it's possible. Also, the sometimes they even schedule interview for even CR1 spouse visa cases. Okay, Kim, Gail. Okay, so your parents, one of the parents maybe has a pending VAWA case, Violence Against Women's Act, and looks like you're a U.S. citizen over 21, right? And then whether you can file petition for your parent. If your parent enter with a visa, then yes. If you need assistance, just call us, Kim. But we need a little bit more information. Yeah, Uday, I'm sorry that I wanted the petitioner passed away at the stage of National Visa Center, and then what can be done. Contact us. This will be paid consultation because this requires legal analysis and then advice. Okay, so one last one from Joe. Okay. Yeah, so then Joe, you're about to file I-130 and 45 marriage green card case, but I'm sorry to hear that your U.S. citizen spouse just got laid off. So can you go with joint sponsor? Yes, yes. If you need assistance, you can find the phone number. We can take over your case and help you. But based upon what you're telling, you can go with a joint sponsor or wait until she get a job. So it's up to you. It's up to you. But I've been telling everyone that it's better to file now rather than wait. Okay. So I usually have this live stream for about 30 minutes. I usually have a long days. There's a reason why I do this 5 p.m. because I don't want to cancel it because of interviews and hearings and all this. Not that they have. I mean, sometime they even schedule 2 p.m., 3 p.m. as well. So I do it Wednesday. Or I mean, Joe, I'm just engaging Joe. It's up to you. It's up to you. But nowadays, under Trump, it's a good idea to work with an attorney. You have a peace of mind and then professional guidance. But situation like you require a pay consultation. But you can call us. Maria tomorrow will be able to talk to you and give you some case evaluation. But probably end up recommending pay consultation. But having said that, I'm gonna wrap it up. So I will host this live stream every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Right, we're based in Chicago and Wisconsin, and then unless I'm out of town, then I will host this one. So sorry that I couldn't do it last Wednesday, but thank you so much for joining from TikTok and YouTube. I enjoy talking to you, and then until next Wednesday, peace be with you, and then we'll talk to you.